One race ends and another begins. Ken Paxton won the Republican Senate primary in a landslide victory over longtime Senator John Cornyn.
And in November, Paxton will face the Democratic nominee, James Talarico. And Talarico says he learned how to be a servant in San Antonio. KENS 5's David Lynch spoke with Talarico ahead of a local rally tonight. David?
The crook versus the San Antonio teacher. That is how Talarico is framing his general election campaign for U.S. Senate ahead of November. He's been waiting since March to find out who his opponent will be. Tonight, he's in San Antonio as his bid hits the next stage.
There is something happening in the state of Texas.
If you know your Texas political history, then you know the significance behind the year 1994, the last time a Democrat won statewide office. State Representative James Talarico hoping to become the next.
I really do believe that Texans are hungry for change.
Now running against him, Ken Paxton, the embattled Texas Attorney General who beat incumbent John Cornyn by 27 points.
Tonight is the beginning of the fight to preserve every value we hold dear.
3 years after Paxton was impeached by the Texas House and later cleared by the state Senate. Talarico says his own campaign is about highlighting both his experience as a four-term state rep and the corruption he says Paxton represents.
And that kind of corruption is the rot at the core of our broken political system. It's what we're running against.
San Antonio!
Hundreds turning out at his rally tonight along the St. Mary's Strip, just a few miles from where he once taught 6th grade language arts at Rhodes Middle School.
And now Rhodes Middle School is closing because of this attack on public education.
The Democrat is also cognizant of fears over ICE that have roiled San Antonio over the last year. He says he wants to push for the kind of comprehensive immigration reform everyone can agree on.
We should be cracking down on the cartels, not our communities. And I think we all recognize how both political parties have failed us on this issue.
Talarico's Senate campaign is revving up at the same time as South Central Texas marks 4 years since one tragedy and prepares to recognize 1 year since another. He says both situations reflect how state leadership can do better.
And so we need leaders who are not just going to react to tragedies, but are going to do the work ahead of time to prevent them from happening in the first place.
Now, an early poll of likely voters released today by Texas Public Opinion Research shows Talarico leading Paxton 47% to 44%. We have reached out to the Paxton campaign about the opportunity to speak with the Republican candidate about his platform. We hope to bring you that conversation when we hear back. David Lynch, KENS 5.